Hello everyone, welcome to Oracle ERP Guru. Today we are going to discuss about purchase order import or purchase order conversion. If you are an implementation specialist in any Oracle ERP project for a P2P module, you should aware how to convert the purchase orders from source system to Oracle ERP systems. Before moving on to the content, I would like to request the new audience to subscribe and click bell icon to get the notifications. In this channel, I'm going to present the content in a very simple way for even the beginners level to advanced level. Everyone can understand the process. So every week I'm going to post a new content. So people who are interested, please subscribe so that you get all the contents every week, and it will help you for your interview or implementation or whatever. Okay, let's move on to the content. So in this purchase order import, I'm going to explain the step-by-step process, how to import the purchase order from a legacy system to Oracle ERP environment. So first, this is the flow of how the purchase order travels from the ABC company till Oracle ERP base tables. Let's say the company ABC have a lot of purchase orders, and we are going to implement Oracle ERP product. So how could the purchase orders going to travel from legacy system into Oracle, right? So ABC company have, let's say, like thousands of purchase orders. All the purchase orders need to be entered into a FBDI template. Once the data entered into FBDI template, it has to import into Oracle UCM repository. Once the data enters into UCM, so as I said in the supplier conversion, any data to enter into Oracle, first it has to go to the UCM repository. That is the entry gate for any third-party data to enter into Oracle. So once the data entered into Oracle, Oracle interface table for validations, if all the validations passes through successfully, then the data will enter into Oracle base tables. So what are the programs we need for the complete life cycle? One, load interface file for import and import orders. This is only for purchase orders. This flow is similar to the one supplier conversion. If you are not watched the video, please go and watch the previous video which I posted last week. Supplier conversions. If you want to load huge data and you're facing some issues, a long time it's running, just keep on running and not importing, then please run this program. Purge interface tables before a big batch. It will really help you to speed up the process. In procurement FBDI, we have three different types of import process. One is purchase order import, and the other one is contract purchase agreements import and blanket purchase agreement import. So these are the three FBDI templates which is available in the procurement module. And today we are going to specifically focus on purchase order import. If once you do the purchase order import process, then contract purchase agreement and blanket purchase agreement are almost similar. So not a big difference. So I'm going to detailed explanation on purchase order import. So first of all, you should understand to implement a purchase order conversion or procurement FBDI, whatever, if you want to work, you should understand what are the prerequisites. So in understanding the prerequisites, there are two different prerequisites you should understand. One is access level. Basically, what are the privileges you need? That is you should get before going to a conversion project. And the other one is setups. Before you start any conversions, there are certain setups you need to implement in your project so that it will not throw any error when you do the conversions. First, let's see what are the access we need to implement uh, conversions. So you should have supplier manager role or a supplier application administrator role and a procurement manager role, data access for all the above roles with business unit. So supplier manager role and all, primarily you need like in case if before procurement purchase order import you are doing, if you want to create any suppliers into the system, you should have these kind of roles and all. So I mentioned all these roles, and here the highlighted, I mean, here the very important role is the procurement manager role. That is very, very important to import the purchase orders from a third-party system to your Oracle. And whatever role you have, make sure that all the job roles containing the necessary data access with business unit. And one more important thing is you should have the procurement agent access for the required business unit. For example, if you want to do the conversion with respect to UK business unit, then you should have the procurement agent for the UK business unit. So these are the access level prerequisites. In case if you want to bypass any approvals when you are importing the purchase order from a legacy system into Oracle, and you are facing some approval missing issue, then make sure that you have this privilege, import purchasing document bypassing approval privilege. This has been introduced after 24C in Oracle. This particular privilege is not available in any roles. You need to create a custom role, and in the custom role, you just add this privilege. That's it, and then you add the role to your account as a sixth, as a fourth role, I can say. Okay, let's moving on to the setups. So these are the setups at least you need before do any conversions, especially this procurement conversions. Even this is applicable for supplier conversion also, but this is mainly for item, UAM, all these things are all targeted for purchasing PO conversions. For example, enterprise structure, that is very, very important, and purchasing configurations. These basic configurations should be existing, and supplier master load should be do before do the purchase PO conversions, because the purchase order contains all the Amazon or Dell or all the purchase order suppliers will be there, right? So everything should be loaded before you do the purchase order conversions. Okay. And again, item categories. For example, what is a category for miscellaneous or laptop or computer? What is a category? So everything you need to load it. And unit of measurement. What kind of measurement your line item going to have, whether it's each or box level or bag level, or what is that? You need to that has to be defined in the system before you do the PO conversions. Again, purchasing categories and ship to locations, bill to locations, whatever, and then receiving parameters. This is also very, very important. These are the ones which will load the data into your schedules, right? So receipt routing, tolerances, GL accounts, many things will be handled by this receiving parameter. So make sure that you have all the setups available in your system before you do PO conversions. Otherwise, one by one, you will get the error when you're running the programs. Okay. So let's moving on to the system, and let's see how we are going to do this PO conversion. So what I'm going to do, we need FBDI, right? So I'm going to the Google and going to say purchase order FBDI in Oracle. So I'm going to take my refer my FBDI. What are the FBDI we need for this purchase order conversions? So as per 25C, I'm going to purchasing. So we have three different templates, FBDI templates. One is purchase orders and contract purchase agreements and blanket purchase agreements. All these templates we have for procurement module or purchasing module. So in this case, we are going to focus on purchase order templates. So if you see for purchase order templates, we have 4 different control files. It means like we have 4 different sheets within this purchase order import template. So what is the program we need? We need import orders program to import the data from interface table to your these are the interface tables. So for the distributions, we have PO distributions interface and schedules. We have line locations and lines import, lines interface, and headers. We have headers interface. So four interface table we have. So when you're running the import orders, it will pick the data from this interface table and load it into the your base tables. Okay. I have already downloaded this template, FBD template. So this template, I have filled specific data for our quick testing. So yeah, let me open this purchase orders import template. Okay, so in this case, let me, okay. Okay, so we have, as I told you, we have four different sheets in this template. One is PO headers interface, lines locations, and PO distributions, right? So let me go back to the, okay, main page. Okay, so if you see that in this template, I'm going to use a default values in this template, like interface header key. So, so this is one of the header key we have in the headers table, as well as similarly line level, lines location, everywhere there will be some keys will be there. So that makes that the line unique. So in this case, the ABC as this pointing to this particular header lines, the action will be either original or you can do any update or whatever you need, we can say. So since we are going to do for the initial implementation, so it will always be original. And if you want to make any corrections, you can go with update and batch ID. Batch ID is totally optional. It is, if you want, you can use it just to avoid any duplicate. Otherwise, you can ignore. So in this case, I am going to specify 1502 and import source approval action. Approval action in case if by default you specify as bypass, as I told you, you should have the specific privilege to in your ESS job import orders. If you want to select the approval option as bypass, then make sure that this particular privilege is existing. If you don't want these kind of approvals, modifications or anything in the import orders level, then you can delete these values. Import shows, import order number. If you want, you can give us some specific numbers. Otherwise, you can ignore it. For example, if you want the order number in the format of US 500, it has to start, then you can mention as the number as US 501, 502, 503. All the numbers you can specify so that the same number will get created in your purchase order screen. And the document type, whatever the standard is right now we have, and the procurement BU and the requisitioning BU, everything like whatever, as I told you, as per your enterprise structure, whatever is available, you can mention the same in this procurement BU, requisition BU, and legal entity and US one and the bill to BU. So everything like depend upon your initial enterprise structure setup, everything you are mentioning. And buyer. So if you are a buyer, make sure that your name has been given. In this case, I just given a demo user. So all the buyer setups who are like going to create this data, make sure that their setups are neatly created. Buyer, employee, everything has been done. Then only you can be able to load this data. And rate type, the date, descriptions, all this and all, not required at this moment. And bill to location, ship to location, supplier, ABC consulting, and yeah, and origin, carrier, pay and port, immediate. So this like payment times. So these are important values, right? Payment terms, buyer, and required knowledge, this and all. Like you can even you can delete it, not important values. But these initiating party, payment terms, these and all is important value, so you can keep it. And if you want to specify any specific values to the vendor, you can specify it here. Okay, and let me open this sheet. So, okay, okay. I don't want to make it too complicated, so let's go with only one lines. Okay, so in this case, yeah, we have almost specified all the values, so we can move on to PO lines interface table. So again, if you see this this line, this interface line, I'm going to refer this interface header key into the line level reference. Just like how the lines table contain the header ID, similarly, we have to refer this header key here, ABC, from the interface header key. I am mentioning it here. ABC and ABC1 as both are like unique values. And again, action, it will always be add, and then line type, whether it's goods or service or whatever it is, and item description, testing, and category name. So make sure that this category is always existing in your system, otherwise it will throw an error. And UOM, make sure that the same UOM, this is case sensitive. If it is E capital E, capital E, then make sure that given the same fashion. And yeah, and a note in case if you want to send any note to the suppliers or receivers, everything you can capture it here so that it will reflect in your purchase order screen. Okay, so these and all is totally optional. You can explore, you can mention it, and you can do a workaround. Okay, so that's it. So here we done with the PO lines locations, PO headers, sorry, PO lines locations. Again, PO lines location is a continuation of lines interface. So whatever lines key we mentioned here, I'm mentioned here ABC1, and a line location key. Again, we have to specify the some unique numbers, and schedule one, and need by date, promise date, quantity, all these values I mentioned, and the destination type, either it can be expense or inventory. I mentioned as expense, and that's it. So here, okay, let me go back. Okay, this is good enough. Okay, let's go to PO distributions interface. So in the screen, if you see, we have again connected the lines location with interface distribution key. Here, I did not specify the charge account. Okay, let me remove this charge account, because charge account can be automatically, it can be generate. Let's delete this. So based upon your sold to legal entity and other values, automatically the charge account will get picked up. Okay, this is deleted, and okay, okay, this looks good. So let's quickly refer this. Okay, I'm going to generate a CSV file. So now it will generate four different CSV files. All the file will get stored, and finally it will get converted into a zip file. So now if you see, all the three files got stored, right? So all the three files got stored. So as soon as I click the next file, next save, all the four files, these four files will get added into a zip file. So if you see that all the file got converted, so all these files is going to be stored into a zip file now. If you see that all files went into a zip file, PO or import orders. So let's see, let's run this file and see what happens now. So I'm going to run a load interface program. to first load the data into UCM. So let's go orders. Okay, now let me keep the file in the UCM and let's push the data into the interface. So now let's see what happens. Now we'll get four different interface files. Status, it's running and it's succeeded. And this one is also the main program is getting running. Okay, this also gets succeeded. So now we cannot see what are the errors this file have because it's just like loaded into the interface table. Now, once we try to move the data from the interface table uh, to the main table, we can see what are there. So what I'm going to do, either I can run the import orders from this schedule new process, or otherwise we can go to the procurement and go to the purchase orders, and we can run the import orders from the screen. So now we can see what are the errors this particular file contains. So if you're loading an import order, purchase order, you can use the import orders. In case if you're importing blanket purchase agreements or contract agreements, you can run these programs. In our case, we are running import orders, right? Let's go to the import orders and submit new process. Our business unit is US1. Default buyer is Livery. And submit for approval. I'm going to click as bypass approval. And I'm going to submit now. See, batch ID I did not specify. Import source I did not specify everything. Okay. Let's see this program will get error or not. Let's give 10 more seconds. Yeah, now the data shows as succeeded, right? It is really succeeded. Okay, 819. So 819, I have the status. Purchase orders imported successfully. And the number is US 165163. I'm just copying this number. And let me go to the system and see what is the status of this purchase orders. Manage manage orders. Okay, so here it is our purchase order details. So let me open this purchase order. Since I already skipped the bypass the approval, it's already been to open status. Okay. I don't want change order. Let me close this. Okay, let me click this. If you see the status already went to open, it means it's already approved. So during our implementation, any PO we do, we generally keep all the status as open. We do because already, yeah, it's coming from the legacy systems, right? So no need to do any approval. So make sure that whenever you do importing the PO, you just simply bypass the approvals, but you have to consult with your business, of course. See, we can see all the line details, the testing, the quantity is 5, 3, 15. So this is what we have given on the Excel. So all the details has been entered. So whatever we entered here, um, sorry, line level, let's go to the line level. So the 15 quantity, each, everything has been captured, right? Okay. And schedules. So all the details we have. So in case if you want to see what are the notes we have given, this is what we are given, right? The note as test, that also got captured. If you see that the note to supplier, that is also captured. And distributions. So this, if you see that this particular charge account, it got automatically generated based upon your the delivered to I mean not delivered to locations, sold to legal entity. These things and all comes from receiving parameters. So in your system, what are the receiving parameters you are entering, or based upon all the setups and the tag setups, everything is in the place, then this value will be automatically generated. So that's it. Hope everyone clear about PO conversions or PO import process. Please post in my YouTube channel if you have any questions or any interesting topic you want me to take. Please put a comment on my channel so I can get back to you with fresh content, something like this. Hope everyone liked this video. Please like my channel. Please put your comments and subscribe my channel. So every week I can come up with a new content. Hope everyone like this content, and please let me know if you have any comments. Thank you so much. See you all in another video. Bye.